Hi, this is Cindy from Shepherd's Heart Fellowship, and welcome to week 16 of Reading Our Bible in a Year. Our daily readings this time are from Ruth and Samuel 1. And of course, day 7 is our catch-up day. Stop stressing and start praying. In 1 Samuel 1, we find the story of a woman who experienced a void in her life. Her name was Hannah, and she was childless because the Lord had closed her womb. 1 Samuel 1:6. To make matters worse, her husband's other wife, Peninnah, did have children. Keep in mind that children were a sign of worth and a basis for security. So the mere fact that the Lord had not allowed Hannah to have children left her feeling worthless, incomplete, and hopeless. At the time, she didn't know that God had in store for her. She could only see what she didn't have and couldn't do, and this put her in a bad mental and emotional space. Hannah felt so much stress that she couldn't eat. Her husband, Elkanah, tried to make her feel better by giving her a double portion of his possessions. But that wasn't what she wanted or needed. So what did she do? She didn't complain, blame her husband, or start a fight with Peninnah out of jealousy. She went to the temple and began to pour out her soul to God. The problem with many of us is that we tend to pour out our souls to other people, hoping they'll give us answers, when most times they can only offer us their options. We have to take our struggles to the one who has the power to answer our prayers and solve our problems. That's what Hannah did. She went to the temple and prayed so intently that Eli, the priest, thought she was drunk and asked her when she'd be ready to quit drinking. She responded, "No, my Lord, I am a woman of sorrowful spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor intoxicating drink, and have poured out my soul before the Lord." 1 Samuel 1:15. That's when Eli told her to go in peace and that God would grant her what she'd asked for. After that, Hannah went on her way and was no longer sad. Of course, if we read to the end of the story, you know that Hannah was ultimately responsible for birthing Samuel, one of the greatest prophets recorded in Scripture. But even before she conceived, it gave Hannah peace to be able to pour out her soul to the Lord and speak the truth to Eli. Many of us hold on to things we can't change. We internalize them and allow them to stress us out to the point of anxiety and depression. I encourage you to free yourself from those things by pouring out your soul to the Lord. Have an honest moment with yourself. Admit what has troubled you, and then trust God enough to give it to Him to handle. While you're waiting on God to help you, He may be waiting on you to cry out to Him. Points to ponder. 1. What is at the top of your stress list? Why is it such a stressor? 2. How do you normally handle those things that you have no control over? Be honest. 3. After reading Hannah's story, what have you learned about yourself? Going forward, how will you handle your stress? And the verse of the week. The entire family got up early the next morning and went to worship the Lord once more. Then they returned home to Ramah when Elkanah slept with Hannah. The Lord remembered her plea, and in due time she gave birth to a son. She named him Samuel, for she said, "I asked the Lord for him." 1 Samuel 1:19-20. Thank you, and see you next week.